Hello and welcome to the 9 p.m. news on VOP TV. I'm Kayla Abraham.
And I'm Jerry, RPI.
First, the headlines. Tinubu government secures discounted prices for CNG.
President Tinubu appoints Consuls-General charged the affairs for 14 countries.
World Book and Copyright Day 2024 theme Read Your Way.
Arewa Youth Forum claims agitations in North are orchestrated to stop President Tinubu in 2027.
Owner of Abuja Chinese supermarket denies barring Nigerians.
UN raises discussion on using technology for multilingual learning.
And in sports, Aimba desperate to win 10th NPFL title, Finidi George. Now, the news in details. We begin with President Bola Tinubu authorizing the appointment of 12 Consuls-General and 5 Chargés d'Affaires to represent Nigeria in 14 countries. The announcement was made by Al-Qasim Abdul Qadir, the Special Assistant on Media and Communications Strategy, to Yusuf Togar, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, in a statement released today. On his part, Togar called on the newly appointed Chargés d'Affaires and Consuls-General to be good ambassadors of Nigeria, asserting that they are pivotal to the economic drive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He further stressed that as seasoned career diplomats, they should shun the act of politicking and recommit themselves to their calling of diplomacy for Nigeria's collective interest and development. Reacting on behalf of the new appointees, the just appointed Consul General for the Consulate in New York, Ambassador Abubakar Jida, reiterated his colleagues' commitment to uphold the profession's ethos and pledge to bring the much-needed investments to the country.
The president of the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, Yerima Shentima, is raising the alarm that the emerging agitations from the northern part of the country have been orchestrated to stop President Bola Tinubu and his vice Ibrahim Kashim Shettima from seeking re-election in 2027. He endorsed that the emerging agitations could be traced to a desperate section of the northern political elite who are allegedly plotting to prevent President Tinubu from seeking re-election in 2027 by way of setting unrealistic and unattainable standards for the Tinubu administration to discredit the government and swing public opinion against the president. Shettima, in a statement, alarmed that the campaign of vilification and destabilization were part of a broader strategy to weaken President Tinubu's support base in the north, with Minister of State Defense Bello Mohammed Matawali as a primary target. Describing the efforts of the anti-Tinubu forces as too early, the Arewa Youth Forum warned against what he called deliberate propagation of false narratives and use of obscure groups such as a certain Arewa Youth Forum and many more to come to undermine the president's allies and tarnish his reputation.
The idea of state policing is not just a policy proposal, but an evolution that would create the opportunity for law enforcement in a manner that would address the various demands of communities across Nigeria, according to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. President Tinubu made the assertion in Abuja when he declared open a one-day national dialogue on state policing themed Pathways to Peace, Reimagining Policing in Nigeria. Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, noted his administration's resolve to change the country's security narrative. He stressed that his administration was aware of the complex security issues confronting Nigeria and was continually developing and refining its strategies and methods to address the challenges effectively. Other leaders who spoke at the event, including former President Goodluck Jonathan and ex-military head of state Abdul Salam Abubakar, President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio, and Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, among others, also rallied support for the initiative. They said it was in the overall interest of the country.
The federal government has announced a concessionary gas pricing for mobility compressed natural gas (CNG). the Director Chief Executive Officer of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative (PCNGI), Michael Oluwagbemi, disclosed this in a statement today. He said the initiative secured the discounted pricing from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) through a letter dated April 20th and sent by its Chief Executive Officer CEO Farouk Ahmed. The PCNGI boss also noted that NMPDRA has designated mobility CNG as a special status, which will serve as a subset of gas to commercial GTC. Oluwagbemi further stated that this will grant access for CNG to gas-based industry pricing categorization for an initial period of 5 years and renewable for another 5 years in line with provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act.
President Bola Tinubu has assured the people of Niger Delta that concerted efforts are being made to transform the infrastructural and economic fortunes of the region. Tinubu gave the assurance today while declaring open the 6th meeting of the National Council on Niger Delta in Asaba, the Delta State capital. Addressing the council, the president, represented by the Minister of Steel Development, Abubakar Audu, said the focus of the council was in tandem with the cardinal objectives of his administration. He added that the focus of the council was also to create jobs, improve education and healthcare, reduce poverty, and build a more just and equitable society for all Nigerians, among other things. He called on all stakeholders to join hands with him in making the focus of the council a reality. He added, it is expected to bring succor to all citizens of Nigeria in these difficult times. He therefore called on all stakeholders to key into this theme and ensure maximum deliverables are attained.
Liu Bei, the owner of an Abuja-based Chinese December 2023.
In a recent program titled Confronting Nigeria's Power Challenge as the Nation Migrates to a Multi-Tier Electricity Market, organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Power, the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, lamented the persistent power outages in the country, attributing them to the activities of saboteurs and cartels within the electricity sector. Adelabu underscored the urgent need to eliminate such disruptive forces, emphasizing that stable electricity supply development. He also disclosed plans by the federal government to liberalize the power sector and encourage state governments to invest in power generation within their respective territories. Addressing the issue of incomplete power projects, Adelabu highlighted the necessity of their completion for enhanced energy efficiency across the country. He further noted that the Federal Executive Council's approval for states like Ekiti and Enugu to generate tariffs aiming to diversify and strengthen the power sector. Additionally, Adelabu emphasized the importance of collaboration between the federal and state governments in deepening rural electrification efforts, aiming to bridge the gap in power distribution across various regions.
Today is World Book and Copyright Day, and the theme for this year is Read Your Way. UNESCO initiated World Book and Copyright Day to promote the joy of reading. Celebrations occur globally on April 23rd to acknowledge books as a bridge between generations and cultures. Marty Ogunswade reports.
A United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, to promote reading, publishing, and copyright. This day is a symbolic date in world literature, as it is the date on which several prominent authors, William Shakespeare, Miguel de Cervantes, and Inca Galizalo de la Vega, all died, and it was a natural choice for UNESCO's General Conference, held in Paris in 1995, to pay a worldwide tribute to books and authors on this date, encouraging everyone to access books. This year, we delve into the significance of this day and its impact on global literacy and creative industry with the 2024 theme, Read Your Way. Folu Agoy is a renowned literary expert, creative and academic lecturer, author, the chairman of Nigerian Center of Pen International, and chairman of Association of Nigerian Authors, Lagos chapter. He shares insights on the significance of this occasion.
World Book and Copyright Day is actually a day set aside to celebrate the book industry, to draw attention to the importance of books and copyright, and then to promote reading culture. And so when we're saying, the book ecosystem, things having to do with the book, what's the function of the book? We know that there can be no national development, no sustainable development without literacy, without the book to drive the process. And so the World Book Day is actually meant to draw attention to the book, to the producers of the book, and then to the consumers of the book, And when you say producers, you're thinking, starting from the authors, and then moving on to the publishers and some other people involved, like marketers and the rest of them, and then the readers.
The World Book and Copyright Day not only celebrates the magic of reading and the transformative power of stories, but also addresses crucial issues, which includes promoting literacy and access to books for all in the library, highlighting the value of intellectual property, and celebrating diversity in literature, thereby making it a legacy to embrace.
The library is the engine room of an educational institution, and then when you're talking about national development, that cannot happen without education, and then the core of an educational setting or context is a library. We can't really overemphasize the importance of the library in our community. There should be a library in every local government in the country, and then it shouldn't be heard. It should be an aberration for a school not to have a library. And there are so many activities organized around the library. The library is not just the physical aspect of it. There could be, at least nowadays, there are online or digital sections of the library, and then there'll be activities, book activities going on, and even, reading activities, set in the library environment, to draw attention, awareness of the value of literacy, activities of authors and publishers, apart from consumers. We have been celebrating International Book and Copyright Day since 1993, when UNESCO actually started this, on every April 23rd of every year. Since then, the entire global community has been coming around to base, at least owing to the passion of UNESCO about books, about writers, about publishers, and about the reading culture. The major source of knowledge is a book. All kinds of knowledge, whatever you can think of, the knowledge should be contained, will be really conveyed in a book. And so that's one reason, that definitely, if you think of the teacher and the significance of the teacher, you can't have a teacher without a book. So it is the book that makes the teacher. So if you consider the importance of the teacher, then you know things about the value of the book.
As we celebrate the World Book and Copyright Day, let us remember the importance of promoting reading and protecting the rights of authors and publishers. Thank you for joining us and celebrating the power of books and creativity. Wishing you all a happy World Book and Copyright Day. Matthew Ogunswada for Voice of the People TV.
Happy World Book and Copyright Day indeed. Today is World English Day, and the theme for this year is using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunities. World English Day, also known as English Language Day, is a day established by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, and celebrated every year on April 23 to commemorate the birth and death anniversary of the English playwright and poet William Shakespeare. and promote multilingualism and cultural diversity, as well as to celebrate the importance of the English language in the world. Ijeoma Kizito on this report explores the significance of the celebration.
All right, moving on, where the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has taken into custody Hadi Sirika, the former Minister of Aviation during the administration of ex-President Muhammad Buhari, as part of an ongoing investigation into an alleged 8 billion naira money laundering case related to Nigerian Air. Sirika was reported to have arrived at the EFCC's Federal Capital Territory Command around 1 p.m. on Tuesday for questioning. According to reports, Sirika is being interrogated regarding purported fraudulent contracts awarded to Engirios Nigeria Limited, a company reportedly owned by his younger sibling, Abubakar Sirika. The investigation is said to encompass various allegations, including conspiracy, abuse of office, diversion of public funds, contract inflation, criminal breaches of trust, and money laundering, amounting to over 8 billion naira during Sirika's tenure. Abubakar Sirika, identified as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Engirios Nigeria Limited, is reported to have been detained by the EFCC in connection with substantial sums transferred to the company's account, allegedly without corresponding evidence of work completed. The Minister of both individuals underscores the seriousness of EFCC's efforts to probe financial irregularities within the Aviation Ministry's expenditures during Sirika's tenure.
Meanwhile, Ola Olukoyede, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has revealed the discovery of a new financial scheme that poses a significant threat to the stability of the foreign exchange market. According to Olukoyede, the scheme, known as the P2P, peer-to-peer financial trading scheme, operates outside the official banking and financial channels. He stated that this illicit activity could have disastrous consequences for the Naira's value, which has been steadily rising. In response to this new threat, the EFCC has taken decisive action by freezing approximately 300 accounts associated with the scheme. Olukoyede also stressed the urgency of addressing this issue, stating that over $15 billion has passed through one of these platforms in the past year alone, circumventing financial regulations. Olukoyede also compared the severity of this new scheme to that of the crypto trading platform Binance, indicating that some individuals in Nigeria engaged in activities that were even more detrimental to the country's financial stability.
In a legal saga unfolding in the Abuja division of the Federal High Court, former Governor Yaya Bello's bid to quash an arrest warrant issued against him has reached a pivotal stage. Following arguments from both the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and Bello's legal team, the court has scheduled a May 10th for a ruling on the matter. The warrant was issued on 17th April, prompting Bello's lawyers to contest its validity. During the proceedings, the EFCC sought to serve Bello with charges and proof of evidence, but faced resistance when his lead lawyer declined to accept the documents in open court. Subsequently, the judge directed the EFCC to serve the documents on Bello's legal representative. In response, Bello's lawyer urged the court to set aside the arrest warrant, arguing that it was premature since charges had not been formally presented beforehand. The legal dispute underscores the complexity of the case, with both sides presenting their arguments before the court. As the date for the ruling approaches, all eyes are on the Abuja division of the Federal High Court to see how this legal drama will unfold.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has affirmed the agency's commitment to prosecute former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello to the fullest extent of the law. Speaking to journalists at the EFCC headquarters today, Olukoyede pledged that the EFCC would ensure that all those who obstructed Bello's arrest would face consequences. Despite facing opposition and attacks against the EFCC, the chairman asserted that he and his team would persist in their efforts to cleanse the country of corruption. He said that no matter what anyone does or the number of attacks against the anti-graft agency, he and his men will not relent in helping to sanitize the country. Olukoyede also stated that the EFCC needs the support of Nigerians to succeed, and he emphasized that if the agency fails, Nigeria fails.
You're still watching the 9 p.m. news on VOP TV. More stories after this break.
Welcome back. The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, has vowed to resign as EFCC chairman if embattled former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello is not prosecuted. In a chat with editors at the EFCC headquarters Jabi, Abuja today, the anti-graft agency chairman swore to follow the prosecution of Bello to the logical conclusion. He also vowed that all those who obstructed the arrest of the former governor would be brought to justice. The FCC is seeking to arraign Bello in 19 counts bordering an alleged money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of funds to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. The agency's chairman said that no matter what anyone does or the amount of attack against the anti-graft agency, he and his men will not relent in helping to sanitize the country. Olukoyede noted that the EFCC needs the support of Nigerians to succeed, emphasizing that if the agency fails, Nigeria fails. He also disclosed that the efforts made currently have helped the value of the naira and the foreign market. Meanwhile, the EFCC has served a copy of the charge sheet of alleged fraud to the tune of 80 billion naira against the immediate past governor and his lawyer Abdulwahab Mohammed.
Traders of a QSL market in Benin City, Edo State, has started counting losses following the inferno that gutted a section of the market today. Reports gathered that the market, located by 3rd Junction Motulu Mohammed Way, has about 20 shops housing various items estimated to be billions of naira destroyed by the inferno. One of the victims, identified as Sani Yakubu, said the fire started about 1:30 a.m. and 2 a.m. Yakubu, who is also the caretaker of the building, estimated that traders lost goods worth billions of naira in the fire. According to him, the fire started at about 1:30 a.m. and 2 a.m. and they don't know the cause of the fire.
Governor Sheriff Oborevwori of Delta State has emphasized the importance of revitalizing Nigeria's refineries to alleviate pressure on the naira against the dollar. He urged the federal government to expedite efforts in this regard, emphasizing that domestic refinery operations would reduce the country's reliance on foreign exchange for importing petroleum products. Governor Oborevwori made these remarks during a meeting with the Senate ad hoc Committee on Turnaround Maintenance of Nigerian Refineries, led by Senator Ifeanyi Uba at the Government House in Asaba. The governor of Delta State expressed confidence in the committee's ability to address the issue effectively, stressing the seriousness of the task at hand. He emphasized that the rehabilitation of refineries is crucial for eliminating challenges associated with fuel importation and improving the nation's economy. Additionally, he assured the Committee of Delta State's full support in facilitating their oversight functions to ensure the success of refinery revitalization efforts. Senator Uba, in his remarks, highlighted the comprehensive scope of the committee's mandate, including addressing issues such as refinery rehabilitation, crude oil theft, optimizing crude oil output, and supporting initiatives related to the Niger Delta region. He commended Governor Oborevwori for hosting the committee and reaffirmed the Senate's commitment to engaging with stakeholders at both the state and federal levels to tackle pertinent issues affecting the nation's oil and gas sector.
In a recent development at the Abuja Appeal Court, Chief Timi Silva, the All Progressive Congress governorship candidate in the 2023 Bayelsa state election, incurred a fine totaling 400,000 naira. The penalty was imposed due to an interlocutory appeal filed by Silva, which was deemed to have needlessly consumed the court's time and data of the respondent, including the Independent National Electoral Commission, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Governor Doye Diri, and his deputy, Senator Lawrence Ekpere Jakpo. The appeal, which aimed at disbanding the Bayelsa State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, was dismissed by a panel chaired by Justice H.A. Barker, alongside Justice A.B. Mohammed and Obiara. Silva and the APC sought to withdraw the appeal, which originally requested the tribunal chairman and members to step down from the proceedings. Previously, Silva had raised concerns of bias against the tribunal addressed to the president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mensem. However, the tribunal's dismissal of the application led to the appeal. Despite filing a notice of withdrawal ahead of the hearing, the appeal court panel upheld the decision and imposed costs against Silva and the APC.
Peter Obi's former campaign director general during the 2023 presidential election, Doyin Okupe, has said he never believed in the ideologies of the party. Speaking in an interview, Okupe described the Labour Party as a special purpose vehicle for the presidential election. Okupe said his membership of the party ended the moment Obi lost the election.
A former governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihedioha, has resigned his membership of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In his resignation letter addressed to the PDP chairman in Mbutu Ward, Abombise local government area of the state, Ihedioha cited a misalignment between his personal beliefs and the current trajectory of the main opposition party. The former governor expressed his dedication to the advancement of democracy and good governance in the country despite his decision to step away from PDP. According to Ihedioha, having been a member of the party since its inception in 1998, he has contributed immensely to the growth and evolution of the party. The former governor, however, lamented recent development within the PDP, stating that it has deviated from its core principles. He voiced concerns over the party's inability to enact internal reforms, uphold its own regulations, and effectively oppose the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC.
Today is World English Day, and the theme for this year is using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunities. World English Day, also known as English Language Day, is a day established by United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO and celebrated every year on April 23 to commemorate the birth and death anniversary of the English playwright and poet William Shakespeare, and promote multilingualism and cultural diversity, as well as to celebrate the importance of the English language in the world. Ijoma Kizito, in this report, explores the significance of the celebration.
Day traces its root back to April 23rd in the year 2010, when the United Nations General Assembly formally acknowledged the pivotal role of the English language in global communication, designating this day as a celebration of linguistic diversity and solidarity. Since then, April 23rd has been observed annually as the United Nations World English Day, serving as a platform to advocate for multilingualism, cultural interchange, and the widespread use of English as a universal language. Notably, the focus of United Nations World English Day is on honoring the variety of English speakers worldwide. English, being a global language, is spoken by millions from diverse linguistic backgrounds, each contributing their unique accents dialects, and cultural perspectives. Renowned literary expert and chairman of the Nigerian Center of Pen International, Dr.
All right, apologies for the break in transmission, but we'll now go on a short break and return with business stories. Stay tuned.
There is
A sobering report by Save the Children highlights a distressing situation in Nigeria, forecasting that 1 in 6 children, equivalent to 15 million youngsters, will go hungry starting from June this year. This projection represents a 25% increase from 2023, exacerbated by conflicts, banditry, and soaring food inflation, which currently stands at 40% as of March 2024. The most affected regions are the northern state of Borno, Yobe, Katsina, and Zamfara state, where violence and banditry are prevalent. In these areas, a staggering 1 in 3 children faces uncertainty about their next meal. The World Bank and the Qadri Harmonize have both raised alarms, estimating that up to 32 million people could face hunger in 2024, underscoring the criticality of the situation.
Microsoft Corporation and the Coca-Cola Company have announced a significant 5-year strategic partnership valued at $1.1 billion. The collaboration aims to propel Coca-Cola's technology transformation, leveraging Microsoft's cloud and AI platforms. Coca-Cola has committed to migrating all its applications to Microsoft Azure, signaling a profound shift towards embracing AI-driven innovations across its business functions. Through this partnership, the companies plan to experiment with pioneering technologies like Azure OpenAI service, exploring its potential applications from marketing to supply chain management. The deal represents a monumental growth from their initial $250 million partnership announced in 2020, highlighting the increasing significance of digital transformation in global business strategies.
MRS Oil Nigeria PLC is set to seek shareholders' approval to voluntarily delist from the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) at its upcoming extraordinary general meeting. The company also aims to modify its memorandum and articles of association to facilitate a share buyback and share capital reduction. The decision aligns with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC's) rules on trading in unlisted securities. This move comes as MRS Oil Nigeria seeks to streamline its operations and possibly enhance its strategic focus amid changing market dynamics.
The federal government is mulling over a policy to make health insurance mandatory for travelers entering or leaving Nigeria. This initiative aims to enforce the National Health Insurance Authority Bill signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari in May 2022, which mandates health insurance for all Nigerians. Discussions are underway with stakeholders and the National Health Insurance Authority (NHIA) to implement this proposal, potentially starting at airports to ensure travelers provide proof of health insurance. The move underscores the government's commitment to expanding healthcare coverage and improving health outcomes across the nation.
Still in business, the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has announced further reductions in diesel and aviation fuel prices, offering relief to businesses grappling with escalating costs. The refinery has decreased diesel prices to 914 naira per litre for customers purchasing 5 million litres and above, and 917 naira for those buying 1 million litres and above. Similarly, aviation fuel now stands at 980 naira per litre. This price adjustment marks the third significant reduction in diesel prices within a short span following the earlier reductions to 1,000 naira and 1,200 naira per litre. Anthony Chiejina, the company's head of communication, highlighted a strategic partnership with MRS oil and gas stations to ensure affordable fuel prices nationwide. This move aims to cushion the economic challenges faced by businesses and consumers amid rising fuel costs.
Coming up is entertainment. Do stay with us.
Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. In the world of entertainment, Nollywood actor Olariwaju James, popularly known as Baba Ijesha, has pleaded with the Court of Appeal Lagos Division to set aside his conviction by a Lagos State High Court over the sexual assault of a minor. VOPTV News recalls that Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo retired of the Ikeja Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Court on July 14, 2022, sentenced Baba Ijesha to 5 years imprisonment over the sexual assault of a minor, the foster daughter of his colleague Damilola Adekoya, popularly known as Princess. However, dissatisfied with the court judgment, Baba Ijesha approached the appeal court to challenge his 5-year jail term. Baba Ijesha, through his counsel Kayode Olabiran, told the appeal court today that his client was set up and he acted according to a script written by his colleague who invited him. However, the Director of Public Prosecution, Babajide Martins, urged the court to dismiss the appeal because it lacked merit and was based on a misconception. Martins further urged the court to affirm the judgment of the lower court.
Talented Nollywood actress Fathia Williams has lost her father to death. VOPTV News reports that the movie star announced her father's demise in a post via her Instagram page today. Fathia expressed sadness, saying good night to her father and praying that his soul rest in peace.
Nollywood actor Ike Ogbonna has showered romantic words on his rumored girlfriend and colleague Iniedo as she celebrates her 42nd birthday. VOPTV News recalls that in April last year, reports made rounds online that Ini and Ike were in a serious relationship, which was not a secret to some close friends and family. However, the duo have remained silent on the rumor as they neither confirmed nor denied it. Also, in January this year, Ini further fueled the speculation of dating Ike after the romantic birthday message shared on her Instagram page. In an Instagram post today, Ike described Ini as queen, unparalleled brown sugar, and prayed for her.
Music producer Nabji has publicly confronted Davido, accusing him of failing to pay royalties for his work. Nabji said he produced 3 songs of Davido's 2020 album, namely A Better Time, but was yet to receive royalties for the songs. He promised to release more details as he seeks to collect his royalties.
Meanwhile, singer Davido has broken his silence after music producer Nabji accused him of failing to pay royalties for his work. VOPTV News have reported earlier that Nabji called out David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, alleging that despite producing 3 songs of the singer's 2020 album A Better Time, he was yet to receive royalties for the song. He threatened to release more details as he seeks to collect his royalties. Reacting, Davido slammed the record producer.
We'll go on another short break and return with sport stories. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. Now in sports, Aimba head coach Finidi George has said the title holders will continue to push hard to retain their title. The Aba Giants maintained second position on the table following a hard-end 1-1 draw against Sunshine Stars in Akure on Sunday. Chidebere Nachi's second half equalizer ensured Aimba reduced the deficit between them and leaders Rangers to 2 points. Chidebere Nachi's second half equalizer ensured Enyimba reduced the deficit between them.
Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, president of the Nigerian Football Federation, will inaugurate 5 subcommittees. On Wednesday, the Organization Committee, the Media Committee, the Youth Football Committee, the Player Status Committee, and the Protocol and Ceremonial Committee. The inauguration will take place at the NFF Secretariat in Abuja at noon. NFF First Vice President Chief Felix Ayansiago is chairman of the organizing committee, which also has NFF Second Vice President Honorable Gbenga Elegbeleye as Vice Chairman. Members are Sir Emmanuel Ochiaga, Mr. Callistus Ebari, Honorable Godfrey Gaya, Mrs. Dilichuku Oyedima, and Abba Mukhtar Mohammed. The Media Committee is headed by Ms. Aisha Falode, with another member of the NFF Executive Committee, Mr. George Alwo, as Vice Chairman. Members are Mr. Godwin Enakina, Alhaji Shaibu Mungadi, Mr. Frank Ilaboya Lewano Malikawa Idris, and Mr. Gabriel Aborowa. Alhaji Ganiyu Maje Kodumi is chairman of the Youth Football Committee with Silas Agara as vice chairman. Members are Victor Kechuku Apago, Honorable Dele Ologun, Mr. Aku Thompson Oladimeji, Senator Moses Cleopas, and Honorable Bala Usman Chabo. The Player Status Committee is headed by Otumba Sunday Dele Ajayi, Mr. Timothy Herman Magaji as Vice Chairman, Mr. Patrick Pascal, Mr. Chikelu Ileonsi, as well as Malam Aldo Sabo, and Mr. Austin Popo and Mr. Jude Ayadufu as members.
President of Nigeria Football Federation Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau has expressed optimism that Nigeria's senior women's soccer team Super Falcons will do well at the Olympic Games in Paris in July. Speaking in an exclusive chat in Abuja, the NFF boss said the idea is to surpass the Super Falcons' performance at the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand last year. The Falcons crashed out in a penalty shootout against England in the round of 16. The Super Falcons are drawn in Group C of the Paris 2024 women's football event alongside world champions Spain, former champions Japan, and women's football giants Brazil. 2 teams will qualify automatically from each of the 3 groups, while the 2 best third-place teams will join the 6 for the quarterfinals. Preparing the Super Falcons for the games, Alhaji Gusau said the NFF is in sync with the Ministry of Sports Development, adding that the Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owan Eno, is given all the necessary support for the team to excel at the games, stressing that he has given approval for the team to engage in 1 or 2 international friendly matches before the games. The former NFF chairman of the chairman divulged.
Finally, in sport, Crystal Palace are targeting the move for Club Brugge midfielder Rafael Onyedika. Onyedika has also been linked with a move to La Liga giants Barcelona. According to reports, the club's recruitment chief, Dougie Friedman, was in Belgium recently to have a closer look at the player. The London club are ready to put in a bid for the defensive midfielder this summer. They might need to move fast with a number of clubs in Europe also interested in the Nigerian international. The 23-year-old is seen as one of the top young players in Europe at the moment. They might need also to move fast as the 23-year-old is a top shot wanted by a lot of clubs.
To wrap up the 9 p.m. news, we will now take a recap of the stories that made it to the headlines earlier. You had the Tinubu government secures the discounted prices for CNG.
President Tinubu appoints Consuls-General the charges the affairs for 14 countries.
World Book and Copyright Day 2024 theme, Read Your Way.
Arewa Youth Forum claims agitations in North are orchestrated to stop President Tinubu in 2027.
Owner of Abuja Chinese supermarket denies barring Nigerians.
UN raises discussion on using technology for multilingual learning.
And in sports, Enyimba desperate to win 10th NPFL title, Finidi. Many thanks for watching. I'm Kayla Abraham.
And I'm Jerry Alpioid.
Good evening.